can Ukraine win with Donald Trump in power?
Well, it clearly has to. I mean, one of the reasons that we haven't spent much time talking about him is that I think he's really written the United States out of the script, and that's a reality that I've noticed people struggle to absorb. But it's clear that the aid is over, and anything that the United States supplies to this war effort, as I said earlier, will have to be paid for. Therefore, it's Europe's war. And maybe the way to think about this, and I want to pick up on something that Yaroslav said, is that Ukraine can't even be Israel engaged in a kind of permanent military state of war, because that's conditional on American support, which Israel still has, even with Donald Trump as president. And you know this better than anyone on the panel, Tom. The United States sees Ukraine and Israel in very different categories. And so the Israel permanent conflict option, I don't think exists for Ukraine either. The only hope for Ukraine, in my view, is that its legitimacy as an independent state makes sense to the great powers. It doesn't matter what people think of your national identity. That changes over time. Italians had to be made. We've all taught 19th century history courses enough to know they didn't really exist as a nationality at the beginning of the 19th century. So that's, for me, not the problem. The question is there an international order emerging today in which it is in the interest of Germany in particular, but let's say the European Union as a whole, that Ukraine continues to exist as an independent state, and that military power that Ukraine has built up becomes a European asset? If that's the case, then it doesn't matter what Donald Trump thinks or what he tweets. I mean, the tweet today is a classic abdication of responsibility on his part, in which he says, oh, I'll impose sanctions on Russia if you all stop buying all Russian energy, and also impose 100% tariffs on China, which he knows full well isn't going to happen. So he's out. The issue is therefore, as I've said before, I'll say it one more time, does Germany believe in the Ukraine that we're discussing? Does it really believe in it enough to rearm rapidly enough to take the place of the United States? And I just don't know. I can see big changes happening fiscally, but I'm yet to see them happening strategically and in terms of military hardware. So that's the way I think about this.